welcome back to On the Workbench. Today we're taking a look at a wood turning product. This is from Rockler. This is their Dust Right system. This is a dust collection kit intended for use on a wood lathe. So here's the box. This costs about 60 to 70 bucks, depending upon if you've got a sale or a coupon or what have you. So let's open up let's look at the box here first. A couple things here. If we go to the one end here, sorry this is broken up here a bit, couple things here for those of you that care. This says patent pending, made in Taiwan. I know some folks always care about country of origin of their tools, and so this is not an American product, unfortunately. And so what we get out of the box are going to be a selection of parts, some more hardware, a setup guide, and of course the cardboard that your box came in that you can recycle and probably should. So let's look at some of these parts, at what we've got. First things first, we've got our assembly guide. Assembly guide shows you the parts and how to install it into your lathe. Goes into the slot in your bed. And so then we've got a hose section here. Looks like a flexible hose. First thing you'll notice, this is for a 2.5 inch dust collection system, not a 4, so you may need an adapter if you've got a 4-inch dust collector, which will likely work better than a shop vac because of the sheer volume of air that a dust collector can move. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to lay our parts out. I'm just going to lay this out just like it does in the diagram. This goes like this. This goes underneath this into the lathe bed. We'll set that aside, as well as with one of our nuts. Let's see, is that the right size? I guess this is the right one for that. And so the first step in the assembly process, we're going to take the band clamp and we're going to actually use a Phillips head screwdriver to undo the clamp all the way. Because in this clamp, when it's out like that, gets fed through a slot here, and this is going to be our stress relief for our vacuum hose. Once you get that there, this is just a worm drive one, not a big deal. Nothing special here. There we go, now we got that loose, but still connected to the system. Then now the next thing is going to be able to take this solid rod here. At one end of this rod, you'll find threads, and the threads will go through this circular hole here. That's going to connect like that. Then there's a large silver screw here. That's going to connect this like this. And I'm going to guess that's going to need a Phillips number 3. This is a number 2. I'll be able to get it here, but that's going to require a 3 to tighten that up. We'll give that a good tightening in a bit. So now that can stand up. And then now we've got our arm that's going to hold the rest of our mechanism. And so this arm slides up and down on this black rod here. We're then going to need to be able to add, and so we're going to use the star knob that's got the plastic tip on it. That just screws through here like this. This is obviously height adjustable, so you can rotate that around. So the next step is going to be able to attach this plastic hood, but we're going to use a washer that's going to go on first onto the end, and then we're going to slide on our hood. And it goes on like that, and then we're going to use another washer on the other end, followed by the rubber washer that's provided, and then use the last knob. And then now just like that, we can now set the angle that this dust collection hood or scoop, whatever you want to call it, is at on the assembly. So turning the assembly around, let me do another quick tightening of this. I want to tighten this with an actual proper screwdriver there. There we go. And the rest of the assembly here has to go through the lathe bed. So this comes up from the bottom of the lathe, and then this goes through the top and then down to lock this into place. So now to fully tighten the screw here at the bottom, I'm going to be using a Phillips number 4 screwdriver. This is the big daddy size of them all. It would have been nice if this was actually a hex bolt rather than a P4 screw, but that should hold pretty well, I hope. Now let's go over to the lathe. So as we look at my lathe here, I've got my tailstock at this end here, my banjo and tool rest, and then the headstock at this end. Obviously I'm going to take that off here in a moment to be able to turn something here. And so I'm going to put this probably somewhere here between the tailstock, between the tool rest and the headstock, just to give you some options, because then I can always slide that over because that thing opens up to the right to be able to have that closer over to where I'm working with my tool rest. So then I'm going to come up from the bottom with this piece, and this fits perfect. This is a Craftsman branded Rikon lathe, for those of you that are wondering what kind of lathe this is. I've got a few other videos about this lathe and the ordeal I had getting it from Sears, but it's just a rebranded Rikon lathe. I just happened to get a pretty good deal on it. And they haven't sold these in quite a while now, I don't think. Not that you'd really find anything too exciting at Sears anymore, but you know, I can't complain about this lathe. And so I'm surprised that they don't include actually a washer for this, but then that just goes in like that. And now I can just turn this. If I have this across, I can move this back based on the diameter of my workpiece. Turn this, move this side to side, slide it out of the way, move it up and down, and be good to go. So the next thing is to attach the hose. And now with it in place, there's definitely enough room with this band clamp here. I could have put a 4-inch hose on if I had the right adapter here on the back to be able to then route this through there, or to put a 4-inch dust collection hose through there and then just have this connect to an adapter somewhere within the back side here. Definitely enough room with this band clamp and the assembly there for it. I'm not sure why they didn't provide a section to 4-inch hose and make this actually a 4-inch hole here, but I understand trying to get smaller work sizes to be able to adequately collect dust, especially if you're doing like pen turning or something small like that, as opposed to something big. Now, I don't think this will work exceptionally well with bowls, because as you can see, the sideways shot here. So the approximate diameter of this is about 2 3/4 inches. But then this kind of has a shelf. It's not a perfect circle. There's about a maybe 1.5 to 2 inch shelf, depending upon how you want to set this up. From the deepest point, it goes back about 2.5 inches if you're doing some spindle turning, but I wouldn't have it all the way up against my workpiece, just in case it turns or shifts or anything like that. So now the next question is, does it work? So let me get my dust collector over here and roll that into place and get a workpiece set up here on the lathe, and then I'll do a quick little example here. Don't be too hard on my turning. I know my skills are not great. I can do just enough to get by. I don't claim to be an expert turner, but we'll find out if this works, because I am good at making sawdust. So let's head over to that part of the video next. Okay, now we're going to get started with our personal protective equipment on of a face shield. We're going to get the dust collector started, turn on the lathe, get out the roughing gouge, and get started and see if this actually works well to keep our dust collected. So here's this little chip guard here, a little chute that goes down, and I can't get this farther left. So if I've got this set up to the left of the banjo like it's supposed to, I can angle this over to kind of get this into the spot that I would want it for a small turning here, such as a pen size. I can pull it over like that, turn it in place, and then to get my tool rest, I've got to kind of spin that around, but I can move that around. That kind of works. Turn the rest. Okay, now we're in good shape here. We can adjust that down. Okay, that's fine. But then now I'm all jammed up here on the tail end because of how I had to adjust the banjo rest, that unless my workpiece is long enough, I can't really fit it all in because this can't actually get past this chip guard here on the motor. So I either need to remove that or make some other adjustments to the motor to make it work. So in all fairness, there may be a way to remove the chip guard to actually free up space in the slot, because it's actually reducing the width that anything can travel down there. It's not a problem for the other set that sits higher up, but because that bottom piece is so thick, maybe you could grind that down with the grinder to make it work. But either way, I'm not very pleased. I've got to make some modifications to it to actually get to work the way that it's supposed to. So that's just my thoughts on it. We will now try this with a modification and flip this around and see if we can get a workable solution like that. Okay, I was not that impressed with what I saw after my first test, so now I've flipped this around to put it up a little bit higher and flipped it around a little bit, and we'll see if that makes any difference, and we'll give this another try. Okay, so did the dust right live up to expectations? Not really, but to be fair, dust collection in the lathe has never been considered an easy task. It's kind of like dust collection at the miter saw, that there's not really an ideal way to do it short of putting a nice full shroud around what you're working on and trying to encapsulate it that way and then capture it after you've encapsulated it. So, you know, maybe this would work better if this were a different lathe that had a better spacing down here between the top of the motor and the lathe bed, and you could flip this around the way that it's supposed to go. But I don't think so, because I had the lip side down, and that wasn't very effective, even with a 650 horsepower dust collector on it. I'm sorry, 650 CFM, not horsepower. I wish it were 650 horsepower. So did it work? I mean, it's better than nothing. I think it's at least a start. Is it perfect? By no means. Will it get the job done? Yeah. I mean, as good as you can expect for a lathe, I suppose. Let me just grab the box here for comparison. And if we show how this is set up here on the box, this shows it like I had it first. And you can see where this would have it. If I look at this picture here on the right side, where the setup here is to the left of the banjo, like how I was trying to show it first, but in my lathe that just didn't work. They're showing a generic lathe here. I'm guessing this is, I think this is actually their store brand lathe, with it working better like that. So maybe it would work better if you had a Rockler lathe rather than a Rikon or a rebranded Rikon lathe. I can't be sure, but it's at least better than nothing. So that's just my thoughts on it. If you've got one of these and you got some experience with it and you think it's good, bad, or ugly, put it in the comments below. I'm sure others would love to be able to hear about it and read about your thoughts too. So hope you found this video useful, and keep your shop clean, and I'll see you again soon in another video. Bye.